First of all, I think it would be appropriate to mention that we have a person in here who's been nominated for a special award. Dustin DePirac. You can go ahead and film this. Yeah, make sure this is on that video. Nominated for NSMA Sports Writer of the Year, which is pretty awesome. And Kristen Airy, Mark Boyle, and Don Fisher from IU have been nominated for Sportscaster of the Year too. So that's pretty special. So congratulations. And James Boyd, yes. Yeah, so congrats to him. Where he at? You know, where is he? You know what I'm saying? Where is he? Come on, man. Anyway, congratulations to you. And very difficult game, another one. A lot of, arrhythmic, ugly things going on out there. But our guys just kept their energy internal, kept helping each other. Ben Mathurin had a tough night, and then he made, probably the highlight of the game with that dunk that put us up 3. And, Tyrese had a spectacular game. Pascal was consistent. Myles had frustration with foul trouble, but was still 7 for 11 from the field. And there were a lot of good things happening. So, these are the kinds of games that we really struggled with last year. And I'm really just proud of the group, finding a way just to hold it together and figure it out. And McCollum, obviously he's a great player, great scorer. He got going. Murphy got going early. We did a better job on him late. It's an important win. This is a big week for us.
Rick, Tyrese has been really consistent throughout the start of the season that he felt like a turning point was coming or he'd break out of whatever he was going through. What have you seen in the last 3, 4, whatever games of him potentially turning a corner or looking more like in rhythm?
Yeah, his rhythm's fine. He's in the first half. He ended up taking some difficult shots that he may not have needed to take. At particular moments. Second half, he and Pascal worked together down the stretch. Got him wide open a couple times, and those were huge plays. And so, this is a team game. It's not just one guy. It's not one star player. It's not 2 star players. It's about the team. The main thing's got to be the main thing. And I was just proud of the way the guys stuck together.
We talked about Quentin in pregame. Obviously, he hits 4 big threes and a lot of big moments. I mean, just how important was that piece for him? And also, he's running around guarding CJ throughout the course of this game. Just how important were just his contributions there?
Yeah, I thought that Quentin Jackson, hitting those 4 threes during the game was the difference in the game. It just was. They weren't guarding him. They were giving him a lot of space, and he just confidently stepped up and knocked those shots in. And then he went back to the other end and he slapped the floor and he played defense. And that's who he is. And he's a find a way guy. He's not a find an excuse guy. He's a find a way guy. And he was a big part of this win.
You mentioned Myles just dealing with the frustration of fouling up. Obviously, he comes through with a significant number of big buckets down the stretch. Just how important was it for him to just keep composure there? Because he clearly wasn't pleased with the foul.
Well,
he managed to get it right.
The other part of this, Myles was a little banged up after last night. Some calf soreness, came in early, worked on it. A lot of guys would have sat out the game on the second night of a back-to-back. Him playing tonight was very meaningful to our team and the guys in the locker room. And so that was really important. And then, listen, he's a 10-year player. He's developed a level of patience when frustration sets in. And so he was terrific. And everybody, I mean, sometimes ugly games take on a certain kind of beauty, when you can just keep slugging and find a way. And that's what tonight was.
First quarter and second quarter, the way you guys closed those quarters was, I think, 19-4 in the second quarter and 13-2 in the first. Was there something that you guys weren't doing right, or was it more so just the Pelicans going on an offensive run there?
Well, at the end of the second, we took difficult shots, probably unnecessarily. Don't remember the whole sequence, but we came in at halftime and just said, look, give the ball energy. Get the ball energy. The more the ball moves, the better shots we get as a team, and just keep our poise. We're at home. We got our fans on our side, but it's got to be hard, consistent play. This is not a night to be trying things or get fancy. I mean, this is all about the basics, and so. It was basically a draw in the second half. I think we won the second half by 2 points, which was enough. And so, however you can get them.
Feels good to win. I mean, I think that's at the end of the day. I think that's all that really matters. I think my individual performance and how I view that. I mean, if we're winning, I really don't care. I think I've been frustrated with myself because I feel like the games that we've been losing, if I was myself, then we would be winning. So I care more about us winning than what my numbers are looking like necessarily. But I mean, obviously, it feels good to see the ball go in. It's been obviously a frustrating first few games of the year, and I just gotta stay true to who I am and keep putting in the work, keep shooting. I'm off days. Obviously there's an internal battle and internal conversations that I have with myself every day, and I've had a lot of people reach out to me, check on me, and I'm really appreciative of that. But I think for me, just trying to stay even keel, not paying attention to what others are saying necessarily, just being true to who I am, and got a lot of great people in my corner and in my family, and just relying on them, and everything else will take care of itself.
What was key to you in the last 3.5-ish minutes of this game? You guys were tied at that point to finish it and get the win.
Get enough stops. We felt offensively we could get whatever we wanted to. We feel like we were going to get a good shot every time down the floor. Just had to figure out how to get enough stops. I think kudos to them. They obviously have a lot of guys down. They've been battling injuries all year, very similar to us, and they've had a lot of different guys step up, and really cool to see Alfred Payton out there, obviously, in our organization last year. So they got a lot of different guys stepping up and doing some really good things. We just had to figure out how to get enough stops down the stretch, and we were able to do that. I think we did a good job not fouling. Myles did a great job rebounding down the stretch, and it allowed us to do what we do offensively.
It's kind of a different role for Quentin than he's played ever in his life in basketball. What stood out to you about what he's done as a starter next to you guys in these last couple of games?
Yeah, man, he's just a great dude, man. Ever since we got him last year, he's just been such a great teammate, and good things happen to good people, honestly. And such a solid person, such a solid teammate, a guy you want in your corner. So everybody's rooting for him to succeed. And he just plays hard, man. Obviously, he's a guy that's been on 2-way contracts in his career, and now he's out here. He's been starting for some time for us, and he's really has some really good minutes for us. So it's really good to see, and we just want to keep relying on that, and everything else will take care of itself. But we know when we're down bodies like this, it comes down to hard play, and I think he embodies that for our group, and just really good to see him do well.
How important in particular was it to see him hit those shots? I mean, obviously, I think you teed him up for probably 3 out of those 4 at least. When he's going to be able to hit those when he's open, because a lot of times he might get to be open, how much does that help you guys offensively? Yeah,
I mean, I think just stepping into it with confidence and shooting the ball with confidence. I think at the end of the day, when a guy who is playing is on a 2-way or doesn't really play much, I think defenses are going to put more times than not pressure on that guy to make shots, and more times than not, it just so happens that they're open on the rotations, and he stepped up and made some really big shots down the stretch and all game for us. But again, it's not really about shot making necessarily for him. It's just his effort, his energy. Like, he's really, a lot of these games, he's taking on the best backcourt matchup, and doing a good job. So again, it's just great things happen to great people, and he plays so hard and does all the right things, communicates well, wants to learn, asks a lot of questions, and good things are happening for him.
You mentioned just people reaching out to you and talking to you over the stretch. I mean, obviously Pascal kind of stopped you at the end of that game yesterday, and I asked him yesterday what he said to you. How important was that to you, basically, just having a guy that's been a veteran, been in a lot of places, kind of, tell you, hey, just play, you've done the work. I mean, and I guess, was that one of the most important things that you needed to get to mentally over that stretch?
Yeah. I mean, my teammates have been huge for me in this time. It's been really frustrating. But I mean, that's life, man. It's part of basketball, and Pascal being a leader of this group, and a vet in this group. He's done a great job of staying on me, holding me accountable for other things that don't have to do with making shots. He doesn't care about my makes and misses. He just wants me to be myself, go out there and play with joy and just play the right way. Yeah, I mean, Pascal's been really big, but so have all my teammates, my coaching staff, family, trainer, all that stuff. But honestly, I do credit a lot to me right now of my time's not on the court, just believing and keeping the faith. Honestly, that's been the biggest thing for me is staying at it and trusting myself, trusting the Lord, and not trying to look in the mirror and say, why is this happening to me? Why wouldn't it? Because I know when I get past this, I'm gonna laugh that this happened early in the year, and nobody's really gonna remember or care. And so for me, it's just trying to stay true to myself and not pay attention to what others are saying, because obviously there's a lot of talk of what's going on with me, and it's just basketball, man. It's all it is. It's really just hoop. It's part of life, and makes and misses are what it is. But I think what I just have to keep is my joy for the game of basketball. And everybody wants to say, be happy, have fun. Well, that's hard to do when you're not playing well or you're losing. But I think differentiating the difference between happiness and joy. I've always had a joy for the game of basketball and a love and appreciation for what I do in this game my whole life. So I think I just got caught in this becoming, getting frustrated with myself and this kind of creeping into like job territory, and that weighing on me. And I think it's just been big for me to keep that joy and that love and passion for the game of basketball, because I genuinely do love what I do. I love this organization. I love my teammates. And so it's been a big thing for me through these first 17, 18 games. And that's the big part of it.
You've pretty much just said this, but just to kind of put a point on it, did you kind of have to be intentional about joy, I guess, in this period? Is that a way to put it, that you had to be sort of, I know you've said before that sometimes when it is struggling, you do have to sometimes even fake it until you make it, basically, and sort of get your head there even if you don't feel that way. I mean, did you kind of have to be intentional about reminding yourself why you love basketball? For
sure. I think just, for me, it's like, what are those words and verses that I can, kind of say to myself when I know things are going bad, when I feel things are going bad. And I'm going to be honest, just seeking help, man, like seeking conversation. I think it's so easy to just rely on yourself and, get so caught up in yourself that you don't want to talk about what's going on in life, and you don't want to talk about, frustrations and all those things. But I'm a human being at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So it's been really big for me to talk to the right people and just get down to the root of everything that's going on, and just being myself, man. I think, like, honestly, like I've had people, sending me clips of how I've looked in media and how I've looked on the court, and like my body language sucks, like my attitude sucks, so it's hard to get out of what you got going on if you're that way, and I've been told my whole life to control what I can. I can't control if the ball goes in every time, I mean technically I can, but it's a make or miss league. But I can control my body language, I can control my energy, and I can control my effort. And through 18 games, I think people look at the Indiana Pacers and they're like, man, their pace is down, man, like the energy of the team isn't very good, and put that on me, because that's where I've been, and I've gotten caught up in myself. And I think for us to go back to playing pace basketball and playing the right way, how can I internalize whatever I got going on and then put that into the group and put that into our guys? Because when stuff's going bad right now, 2 games ago we were 6-10, like that sucks. It's the dog days of the NBA. It's frustrating. Let's get back to having the right energy. Like you guys watch this every game. You wouldn't say right now that we're playing with a joy and with a passion, with an energy. Last year we didn't guard anybody. We didn't guard anybody. It always looked like we were having fun. We're scoring, doing what we do. This year I think we're playing way harder defensively, but our energy's just so up and down, and that starts with me. So I can make that a promise that will be better moving forward for us as a group, and put that on me, because when my energy is good and we're holding each other accountable, things are going to go well. So starts with me at the top, and that trickles down to everybody else. So yeah, it's easy to put it on joy, but I'm a human being, and good things happen, bad things happen. It's all part of life. But I look forward to putting that jersey on and competing every night and going back to get us 500 and above, and keep playing the game I love.
Fourth quarter, when you had that three straight buckets, defensive laps you got pretty upset about. What was fueling you in that period, and what do you think got you guys over the hump late?
I just wanted to win, bro. I really think that's what it was, and they were making their push, and I think a big thing we talk about in this team is having each other's backs, and I see 2-3 lobs in a row. It's just accountability. It's my job to get these guys going and say something. I feel like if I miss an assignment, it's the people tell me, and then I just take it and move on, and I need to be able to do the same. So that was just like fired up emotion. I mean, obviously it was nothing personal. I was just trying to get my guys going.
What does this stretch, winning 2 in a row and having 4 in a row at home for the first time this year, have meant to you guys so far, and what can it mean if you continue this week?
I mean, I think it's easy to look at our schedule and say we should win this, win that. But this is the league, man. Everybody's like hungry. Everybody's playing hard right now. Y'all see how jumbled up the East is. I think that we can't approach it like that. I think that we've struggled in the past with we'll call them lottery teams. We've struggled in the past, like even last season, playing lottery teams and getting up to the hype. But that can't be the case this season.
Tyrese just talked about sometimes missing the joy really this season. To see him have the night he had and even do the skipping thing that he does when he's feeling it in the second quarter, what that mean to you?
Man, I was just I'm really just excited just for his morale, bro. I think that he asked for a lot and he got a lot. You know what I mean? And you got to take everything that comes with that. And when you're down, everybody's gonna beat you up, man. That's just what comes with it. When you're up, not as many people's gonna be on your side. So I think it's important for us as teammates to stay up with him. I think he's competing defensively. I think that's one thing that is huge for us right now. He's in the passing lanes. He's up on pick and rolls, and I think that's the thing we've asked him. We know he's talented offensively. We know he's going to create, but defensively, I think he's starting to take some strides, and that's more so what I'm happy about.
One thing he did was credit you guys, and I know Pascal kind of stopped him coming off the floor yesterday, and he said the team, you guys have been really good for him. What have you guys tried to sort of get across to keep him as much on an even keel as you can when he's been working through that?
I think even keel's the word. It's not too high, not too low. I think someone, Tyrese he's very passionate. He's someone who really cares about his game and his results and whatnot. So when things aren't going his way, he's going to feel it. And, I think that part of me, just seeing maturation and growth, I feel like he has to go through, some of this right now, for whenever we get to the playoffs, whenever we get to that's part of the season, whenever you have that low, it doesn't feel as low as it may be, So I'm glad he's kind of not glad, but you know what I'm saying. I'm glad that he's able to struggle a little bit early, see what that feels like, and to be able to have big bounce back games like this, just get back to himself. He's a young superstar. It's what comes with it.
Rick said basically it wasn't just big what you did down the stretch, but that you played this game at all. Basically, that you had some soreness this morning and worked through it and got out there for the second half of a back-to-back. He said a lot of guys wouldn't have done it. What did that mean to you? I guess especially in the situation that you guys are in to come out and do everything you could to be able to play today.
Yeah, I mean, it's our job as players to go out there and play at the end of the day. I've never really been high maintenance and never really been, one of the guys that if I'm feeling a little inconvenience, I'm going to sit out. It's just really not my MO. I think for me personally, I make an impact when I'm out there. I'm a huge difference maker, offensively and defensively. And I feel like if I would have sat tonight, then, who knows what would have happened. I know my team's more than capable, carrying themselves, but I would like to think I'm a big factor, in our wins and losses. So, if I felt any sign of, it got loose, I'm going to give it a go, I was going to go, and obviously that was the case.
Just how big was it all to see Quentin Jackson hit 4 really, really big shots in this game?
Yeah, I really, Q-Dog, that's what I call him, man. I rock with his passion and his energy, man. I think he does things the right way. He's not no prima donna. I think he's got a lot of stuff out in the mud. And he was able to come to this league and, really make a difference. He worked his way up. Nothing's been handed to him. This position wasn't handed to him. He's a starter in the NBA now. And, it took a lot of work for him to get to that point. So I got a lot of love and respect for him because he's just a good dude.